Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English Speaking and Listening Club. I'm so glad you're here today because we're going to dive into a topic that is both fascinating and practical for your everyday life. The subject is Machiavelli's advice for nice guys. Now, you might be wondering, what does a Renaissance political thinker have to do with me? My relationships, my career, or my personal growth? Well, the truth is, Niccolo Machiavelli, the author of The Prince, gave advice that has echoed through centuries. And while his words were originally meant for rulers and politicians, they carry lessons that can help anyone, especially those who consider themselves nice guys, to navigate the challenges of modern life with strength, wisdom, and confidence. Let's start with a story. Imagine a young man who always tries to please everyone. He says yes to every request, he avoids conflict, and he believes that if he is kind enough, people will naturally respect him and give him opportunities. But what happens? Over time, he realizes that people take advantage of his kindness. His colleagues pile extra work on him. His friends expect him to always be available, but they don't show up when he needs them. In relationships, he finds himself overlooked, because his efforts to be endlessly agreeable make him seem less exciting, less confident, and less valuable. This young man feels frustrated. He asks himself, why do people who are selfish, bold, or even ruthless seem to get ahead, while I, who try to be good, keep getting ignored? This is where Machiavelli's advice comes in. Machiavelli famously said that it is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both. Now, before you misunderstand, this does not mean you should become cruel or harsh. What it means is that respect is more important than approval. If you are only loved but not respected, people will smile at you but walk all over you. If you are respected, people may not always agree with you, but they will take you seriously. For nice guys, this is a powerful lesson. Kindness without strength is weakness. But kindness with strength becomes power. Think about lions and foxes. Machiavelli advised rulers to be both lion and fox. The lion represents courage, strength, and the ability to stand firm. The fox represents cleverness, strategy, and the ability to avoid traps. If you are only a lion, you may be strong but easily tricked. If you are only a fox, you may be clever but easily crushed. But if you combine both qualities, you become unstoppable. For nice guys, this means you must learn to balance your natural kindness with courage and strategy. You must be willing to say no when necessary, to stand up for yourself, and to think carefully about how others may try to manipulate you. Let's make this practical. Imagine you are at work and your boss asks you to stay late again, even though you've already done more than your share. The nice guy instinct is to say yes because you don't want to disappoint anyone. But Machiavelli would advise you to think strategically. If you always say yes, you become predictable and people will exploit you. Instead, you can politely but firmly say, I've already completed my tasks for today and I have commitments outside of work. I'll be happy to help tomorrow. This way you show boundaries. You are not rude, but you are not a pushover. Over time, people will respect you more because they see that your kindness has limits. And your time has value. Another example, in relationships. Many nice guys believe that if they shower someone with attention, gifts, and compliments, they will win love. But Machiavelli would remind us that people value what is scarce and what requires effort. If you give too much too easily, it loses value. Instead, you must balance generosity with mystery. Be kind, but also be confident enough to hold back sometimes. Let others earn your attention. This creates respect and attraction because people see that your kindness is not desperation, but a choice. Now let's talk about fear and love again. Machiavelli did not mean that you should scare people. What he meant is that reliability and strength create a kind of fear, the fear of losing your respect, The fear of disappointing you, the fear of crossing your boundaries. This is healthy fear. For nice guys, this means you must cultivate an aura of self-respect so strong that others hesitate before taking advantage of you. When people know you are kind but also firm, they will treat you better. They will love you, but they will also respect you. Here's another story. There was a man who always helped his friends financially. Whenever someone needed money, he gave it. But one day, he realized that those same friends never paid him back, and when he needed help, they were nowhere to be found. He felt betrayed. Machiavelli would say, generosity must be strategic. If you give too much, people become dependent and ungrateful. If you give wisely, people value your help. So the lesson for nice guys is, don't give endlessly. Give with purpose. Help those who truly appreciate it. And don't be afraid to say no when giving would harm you. Now let's connect this to personal growth. Machiavelli believed that fortune favors those who are bold. He said that fortune is like a woman and she favors the daring. This means that if you wait passively, hoping life will reward your goodness, you may be disappointed. But if you take bold action, even if it feels uncomfortable, you increase your chances of success. For nice guys, this means stepping out of your comfort zone. Speak up in meetings. Ask for the promotion. Take the risk to start that business. Approach the person you admire. Don't wait for life to notice you, make life notice you. Let's pause here and reflect. Being nice is not a weakness. In fact, kindness is one of the greatest strengths you can have. But kindness must be combined with courage, boundaries, and strategy. Machiavelli's advice teaches us that respect matters more than approval, that strength must balance generosity, and that boldness creates opportunity. If you apply these lessons, you can transform from a nice guy who is overlooked into a strong, respected, and admired person who still keeps his kindness but adds power to it. So, what are the actionable steps you can take today? First, practice saying no politely. Second, set clear boundaries in your relationships and work. Third, balance generosity with self-respect. Fourth, cultivate both courage and cleverness, the lion and the fox. Fifth, take bold action instead of waiting passively. If you do these things, you will embody Machiavelli's wisdom in a modern, positive way. As we come to the end of this talk, I want to leave you with an inspiring thought. Life is not about choosing between being nice or being strong. It is about being both. When you combine kindness with courage, generosity with boundaries, and love with respect, you become unstoppable. Machiavelli's advice is not about becoming ruthless, it is about becoming wise. And wisdom means knowing when to give, when to hold back, when to act boldly, and when to stay silent. If you learn this balance, you will no longer be the nice guy who gets ignored. You will be the strong, kind leader of your own life. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. And here's your hook line. Don't just be nice, be respected, be bold, be unstoppable.